Hi guys! I'm here with my episode 9 recap of Mission Yozakura family, and as per usual, this video does contain spoilers, so you have been warned. This episode is a continuation from episode 8, so it starts out with Tayo having Kurayuri in custody, and he suddenly breaks free of his restraints and blows up the van. After this, we cut to a scene of Nanao doing some experiments, and he explains to Mutsumi that he is trying to create some antidotes and stuff for Tayo so that he doesn't get hurt. Then Mutsumi also explains that she's worried about Tayo and she creates a feast for him, and then we cut to all of the other siblings doing various things that they think will help Tayo because they're all really worried about him because he's on such a dangerous mission. This goes to show that Tayo has really made himself a member of the Yozakura family and they all care about him except for maybe Kyoichiro. After this, we go back to Tayo and he is receiving a call from Sui. Sui explains to Tayo that they didn't expect him to be able to keep this guy in custody, and he's actually a famous spy who used to go by the name of Koga. Sui also explains that Koga has taken the deputy prime minister into custody and is holding him hostage and live streaming the entire situation. During the live stream, Koga shows himself to the deputy prime minister, and then he also reveals that he's done a lot of things to a lot of politicians behind the scenes, and he's doing it for revenge. Koga tries to get the deputy prime minister to explain what he's done on live TV, but he refuses, so Koga threatens to kill him. Just as Koga is about to pull the trigger on the gun, the live feed breaks out and we see that Tayo has shot the camera and prevented him from killing the deputy prime minister. Koga shoots back at Tayo, so then Tayo tries to make a move against him, but he is stopped. During this fight, we realize that Koga really knows a lot about all of the different Yozakura family techniques, and it makes you wonder how he knows this. So Koga starts to explain that he's a master of intelligence, and he starts to give us a little bit of his backstory. It is during this exchange that we find out why Koga has such a vendetta against all of the politicians, and that is because on his daughter Yuri's birthday, he was trying to surprise her with a cake. And during this little flashback, we do find out that his wife is deceased, so her mother is not around. Anyways, she asks him why he did such a weird job trying to give her a surprise present, and at that moment the present explodes, and we find out that this explosion caused his daughter Yuri to pass away. And the reason for all of this is that the politicians had no use for him anymore and were trying to get rid of him, and in the process they killed his daughter. After this flashback, we see Tayo once again try to attack Koga, but he is stopped by the 3 other spies that he has protecting him. Then suddenly Sui appears and he cuts a hole in the floor with his sword skills and takes the 3 spies away so that he can fight them and Tayo can focus on Koga. So once again, Tayo tries to attack Koga with a poison knife, but of course Koga turns the knife on him and Tayo is stabbed instead. Koga claims that he wants Tayo to stay out of it because he'd rather not hurt somebody who's not involved. Next, we flash back to Sui, who is fighting the 3 other spies, and these are the red, blue, yellow family of spies. The 3 spies then brag about their skills, which Sui says is stupid because they're just revealing their own personal information. Sui then does tell them about the walking on flowers skill, but he combines this with a different skill called Underwater Blossom, and he easily defeats these 3 idiots, and thus he is the victor. Sui then starts to wonder about how Tayo is doing, but as he's thinking this, there's a weird sensation that he feels. Then we flash back to Tayo, who is getting up, and he has a flashback of how Mutsumi was there for him when his family died. Basically, he's thinking that he doesn't need revenge because he has a new family. With this in mind, Tayo once again tries to attack Koga. This time he's using every single technique from the Yozakura family, plus the walking on flowers movement skill from the Hinagiku, which we learned was Kyoichiro's idea to thwart the intelligence that Koga already had acquired. So basically, using the hole in Koga's intelligence, Taiyo was able to get an actual attack on him and seize him. After this, Koga admits that he has been defeated by Taiyo and that his intelligence has failed him. Out of respect for Taiyo's resiliency, Koga still tries to hand him information about his family. While he's handing him a piece of paper, he is suddenly shot in the throat. As Koga is dying, his final words to Taiyo are to move on without fear. After this, Sui shows up and he explains to Taiyo that he felt a weird presence and he thinks that an assassin has killed Koga. He also tells Taiyo that success is one way to honor the dead, which is supposed to help comfort Taiyo in this situation. Following this mission, Taiyo goes to the place on the map that Koga had given him and places flowers on his daughter Yuri's grave. He then grabs a piece of paper out of a knothole in the tree, and we don't know what information is on this paper. Hopefully we'll find out in a future episode. After this, Taiyo makes his way back home and all of the siblings are there waiting for him to welcome him back. They're all clearly very happy that he's safe and sound, and he's also happy to have people to welcome him home. That is where this episode leaves us off. I hope that there'll be more information about Taiyo's family in future episodes. Don't forget to check back next week for my episode 10 recap, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more anime content. Until next time, bye bye!